for joining us again for another Destination Sweet Eats. I think you're going to enjoy this one today because today we're going to be heading out to find the best custard tart. And I don't mean the custard pie. I mean custard tart, the kind you find in like the Asian restaurants. So let's rewind a bit. Remember last week? Itadakimasu.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's super creamy.
It's actually really good. Ooh. I'm not sure if I like this better than the... Ever since that moment, the wheels in my head were turning, trying to figure out if I've ever had a better custard tart. I had remembered Legends Restaurant was known to have a pretty good custard tart, but it had been some time since I've had one. Well, I finally had my chance to find out when we had a family brunch at Legends. I love pretty much any dim sum dish, so the savory food here at Legends is always chef's kiss, especially the garlic chicken wings, which I know are not a standard dim sum fare, but so good. If you haven't tried the garlic chicken wings, give it a try, order it. It's really good. But when they delivered the tarts to the table, my heart kind of sank. Just by looking at these tarts, I already knew it was going to taste much different. This tart was a bit more gelatinous, sweet, yes, but not creamy at all. It actually seemed a bit soft and oily. I tried to hide the disappointment on my face, but it just didn't cut it for me. It got me wondering, did I remember it wrong? Are all custard tarts supposed to taste like that? And I know everybody makes it different, so I wanted to go and check out the most popular ones to see which one I like the best. So come along with us. Hey guys, we're here in downtown Honolulu because we want to find that perfect custard tart.
What's better than Chinatown, right?
Crossing our fingers we find something that's really good.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. Ready to go? You got it? All right. I hear a lot of good things about this place. Hey guys, the first place we stopped off was at Bread House Bakery, and they had tons of different baked goods and breads. They weren't your typical dim sum place. It was just baked goods. So we're gonna give that a try right here. This custard tart already smells really good. You can smell the butteriness of the crust, and it's actually a lot smaller than the other ones too. So it's actually a really cute size. The coloring is already not as translucent as the Legends one. I'm so sorry, Legends. So I feel like this has a little bit more cream or milk in it. So we're gonna give this a try. This is Bread House Bakery in downtown. Itadakimasu.
Oh, itadakimasu. I don't think there's too much of the custard.
There's more crust than there is custard, but the crust is really good. It's very flaky and buttery. I agree that there's not much custard in it, so you can't really taste the custard. I taste more
the bread.
Yeah, than the custard.
That was a light one though. That was a very light one.
Yeah,
light.
it is super light.
I don't think it's sweet at all.
Yeah, it's not sweet at all, unless they forgot the sugar or something this time, but it's not that sweet.
Next place is Sing Chung Yuan.
In downtown Honolulu. They're very famous. There's always a line out the door, so this is like pretty much as authentic as it gets.
Already this is twice the size of what we just ate, and just looking at it, the crust looks kind of different.
It's a little bit more held together. Instead of flaky, I think it's more crummy. And it is much bigger. The coloring is not burnt, but golden. Itadakimasu.
Definitely a lot more flavor.
It's a lot sweeter than the other one, but not overly sweet.
More custard for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
there's a better custard to crust ratio, which is I like better. But I did like the flakier crust better on the Bread House Bakery. Although this crust is good, it's just a different type of crust. Let's take another bite just to make sure.
It is, but there's some kind of, it's like a fruity.
I don't taste any fruit.
For some reason, I'm like tasting durian a little bit.
Durian?
Yeah, a little bit of a sweet durian.
I don't smell durian. I know what durian smells like, but okay. I guess remember, all this is subject to interpretation. Right. Everybody's different.
My family's from Thailand, so I've eaten sweet durian, and for some reason I'm tasting a hint of it, which is not a bad thing. Sweet durian, like processed durian, is good. Like,
so far, this has more of a eggy texture than a creamy custard texture to me. Still really good though. I would get this again. Definitely a good custard tart to get. And the next place we went to was called Mae Sum Dim Sum, which is still in downtown Honolulu. It's a little bit further out from the center part of downtown Honolulu. I've heard a lot of good things about this place. So it's actually one of the popular places that a lot of locals like to go to. We picked up an order of their custard tart. Right off the bat, there's a gloss or a sheen on the custard. It's a little more shiny than the other one. The crust is kind of similar to the last one, where it's a little bit more breadier versus flaky. A little bit deeper yellow than the other one, although
it's the same size too.
Yeah, and it's the same size. This is a little bit larger custard tart than the first one we did. So itadakimasu. Mae Sum Dim Sum.
It's very light on the sugar.
It has a weird taste to it. Not a bad taste. It just didn't taste like the other ones. I don't know. Let me try again.
There's no durian taste in it. I can definitely taste the egg.
It's more, maybe that's what it is. It's more eggy. It has that egg taste to it. I think out of the three so far, this has been the sweetest.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You're right.
Out of the three. Not too sweet where it's like, you know, too much.
And the custard was really soft.
Yeah, the custard is very soft in the center. I would eat this again. It has a nice custard texture to it.
This is my favorite from Chinatown.
So far, it's your favorite?
For Chinatown.
Wow. That's saying something. I'm kind of torn. As far as being from Chinatown, I would say the second one was my favorite.
Oh, yeah?
Because it was not as sweet. See, if the custard tart had the flaky bottom of the Bread House Bakery at the custard of Singchuan Yuan, I think that would be the perfect tart for me so far from what I've tried.
I tend to like sweeter.
Yeah, I tend to like things not as sweet. And so now we're going to head over to Ala Moana to 85 degrees Celsius because they're known for their custard tarts. They have a mochi filled one and their standard custard tart.
Let's go.
But before that, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mara and I like to make food and travel content along with my husband, Chris, and sometimes you'll see my three little Zillas. If you like our content, please hit the like button so we know to keep making more like it. And also, we'd love it if you consider subscribing so you can join the family and stay up to date with our latest destinations for sweet eats.
Let's do it. We're back. Okay, we lied. It's literally just across there.
It's literally right there.
Yeah, we got it. So there's two. This is the mochi version of it. And here's the standard egg tart. And they call it an egg tart.
They call it an egg tart, not a custard tart. Well, no, it says delicious egg custard in a light flaky pastry.
Does yours say brown sugar? So this one says mochi filled egg custard tart glazed with brown sugar. So
this one does not say brown sugar on it at all.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be sweeter.
Yeah, this will definitely be the sweetest out of all of them. Just looking at the custard, you can tell this one is very similar to a custard pie, which is what I like better. Those were not, you can tell by the baked burnt spots, which is like that caramelized topping.
The mochi one.
That's the mochi. This is the standard egg tart. It's a little bit deeper because I think it has the brown sugar glaze on top. And you can already smell the brown sugar coming off of that one. And this one just smells like a standard custard tart. Oh, I guess like so. Just pop it from the bottom. Yeah. Oh, okay. I got mine out. See the crust now?
You want to try that one
first?
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Okay. So
already, this is way oilier than the other ones. Those are very dry. Yeah, it's just bubbling and sopping in oil right now. So that's already kind of like turning me off a little bit. I'd rather it be a little more drier. Maybe because it is baked in the pan. But there is a lot of oil in this crust. I'm going to take a bite of the regular custard tart. Okay. The crust is good. I just wish it wasn't as oily. But I do like the flakiness of the crust. It's not that sweet, which is what I like.
It's not that
It's not that sweet. I think the other one, the Mae Sum Dim Sum, was a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
The custard on the inside is very soft. It's not very gelatinous or, pulled together. It's very creamy.
But the custard is very soft, almost watery, which is kind of interesting.
I'd say it's the sweetest out of the bunch.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to cleanse my palate or something.
Yeah, drink some water.
Yeah, drink something.
But the custard is really soft. It's almost like pudding or yogurt. That kind of, it's not held up together very much.
Right. I think maybe it's a little underbaked.
Well, I'd say the crust, this is the only crust that's actually sweet compared to everything. Everything else, the custard made it sweet. And the crust was just this was just a crust. But this is like sugar crust. It's good.
It's a good tart.
I think it's my favorite.
Wait, now that's your favorite?
I think that's my favorite. Well, well, I gotta say the other one, the dim sum, is cleaner.
Yeah, definitely has a cleaner taste.
It's a cleaner taste. It's not oily. And it's probably the best one out of. But in terms of flavor, if you're looking for flavorful, you're gonna take a jog after.
Yes, because that one's really oily.
This is something. But it's good.
I think that's the one thing I don't like about it is that it's really oily, but it does taste really good. So this is not a standard custard tart, but we're gonna try it anyway.
So got some coffee.
Yeah, you definitely need some coffee to try these tarts. This custard tart is still oily, not as oily as the other one, but it's still pretty oily. And you can see the caramelized top, and you can smell the brown sugar already just by opening the container. So here we go. This one's definitely the sweetest out of the bunch, but not overly sweet, but it is sweeter. If you look on the inside there, I don't know if you can see it, there is a bit of sweet mochi on the inside underneath the custard.
Oh, so the mochi is just a layer?
Yeah, it's a layer of mochi underneath here.
Oh, okay. So it's not like the whole crust is made of...
No, it's just a piece of mochi that's inside there.
And you can definitely have that mochi stickiness at the end. I like the regular one better.
Me too.
This is a little too much.
Yeah, it's a little too much going on. Yeah. I prefer the regular one.
But if you like flavorful, you want to add a little bit of that mochi in it, then this is the way to go. But for me, too much. I don't know.
Right. And you remember what Legends one tastes like, right? Because we just had it yesterday when we went to breakfast.
I think Legends, if you're hungry.
If it's the only thing there, you want to eat a custard tart.
So it's not flavorful. It's not memorable. It was just a bad day. I don't know. But definitely not the best. So that if we were going to rank it now,
yes,
that would probably be the last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably be number 5 for me too.
But how many are there? There's 6.
That's if we go to Nagoya.
Oh.
Do you want to go to Nagoya? You want to go to Nagoya?
I guess.
It's a little far, but I think we can make it. I think it might be worth the trip. Just to compare and see what's what, right? So after we go to Nagoya, we'll rank it all and we'll see what our favorites are. Nagoya Ramen custard tarts. Already just looking at it, I can tell gonna like the crust because it looks very dry and crispy and flaky, and the top has that little bit of burnt, which makes it like a true custard, and the coloring is actually really nice. It doesn't show up on camera too well, but it's a very nice yellow color. So the crust is actually really thick compared to the other ones. Like, it has that same shape as the other ones, but the crust is super thick. So we're gonna just give this a try here and see how it is.
Good? Oh my god. I already tell it's probably the best. Oh,
wow.
Maybe.
Out of all the custard tarts we had today, this one is my favorite still yet.
Is it?
It is. If you look on the inside, I think it's the closest to a custard pie, that's why. It's not that sweet, eggy tart. It's like super creamy, not gelatinous at all. It's like a custard pie. Here.
Okay.
Ready? Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh yeah.
Right?
No.
Wow.
That's a real pie. Like, it's almost like a real pie.
It tastes like a custard pie. It doesn't taste like any of the egg tarts we had this morning. This one, by far, takes the cake.
Taste the pie.
Yeah, takes
Okay.
the pie.
Take the part. Because I think the filling looks just like a custard pie.
Yeah, the filling looks just
It's like a mini custard
pie.
pie. It's
Which is
not-
what you would expect for a custard tart, right?
I mean,
Well, it's-
yeah, maybe a tart's supposed to be different.
I don't know, maybe an
And
egg
this
tart
is like a mini custard pie. And maybe that's why you like
but
it.
they called it an egg tart.
That's true.
So,
But it's custardy. You know?
I don't know. This one is so good. Oh my goodness. Just the coloring of it. It's not that fakey yellow looking. It actually looks like custard cream. You know, like how it's kind of whitish yellow versus like that deep yellow. It's a perfect with the flaky crust and the filling to crust ratio is perfect. Oh my God. Why does it have to be so far away from where we live?
I don't know.
We have
We
to
gotta
drive
find more
so
custard
far
pie
just
places.
to get this. Maybe that's a good thing though. Because if it were too close, I'd be eating it all the time. I like that this one isn't as sweet too as the other ones. Some of the other ones were just like, they weren't super sweet, but you could tell they were sweet. This one tastes more just like creamy, smooth. And you gotta try this one. If you're in Mililani area,
Nagoya
go to
Ramen.
Nagoya Ramen and get this. It's so good. I kind of wish I had this all morning instead of all the other ones that we did. We should have drove out here in the first place and gotten
Well, you
this.
wanted to try different
That's true.
tarts.
We wouldn't have known unless we tried all the other ones too, right? Remember, the other ones aren't bad. They're still good. They're just good in different ways. And it really depends on your preference.
Yeah.
I love custard. And since this one tastes closest to the custard pie, I think that's why I like it.
Yeah. All right.
Get this one. Well, I don't know about you, babes, but I am so full on custard tarts.
I'm full.
I don't think I'm gonna have a custard tart for a while, but out of all 6 places that we tried, which one do you think it ranks the lowest?
But to emphasize, worse doesn't necessarily mean bad. It's just that
Right.
in terms of preference, they're all good. It's just that's what your idea of an egg custard tart should be. So
Right, because we're a little conflicted between an egg tart and a custard tart. Are they the same thing or are they different things? Let us know in the comments if they are, so we can clarify ourselves. But anyway,
I agree
I
with
already
you.
know which one it is.
I think I know what it is.
Legends.
Legends.
Yeah.
Is probably the lowest.
The least,
The least
favorite
favorite.
out of the 6.
Yeah.
The next one,
Okay. The next
In your
one
opinion?
for mine is Bakehouse Bakery.
me too. I agree. Because the crust was good, but the custard didn't have any flavor. And it was just, the custard to crust ratio just wasn't there. Now the next one,
The next
that's
one,
hard.
The next one would be Sing Chong Yuan.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sing Chong Yuan. Like, it wasn't bad, you know, but it wasn't like amazing. Like, it could have been better.
Yeah.
And the next one for me would be Mesa.
Oh, interesting.
Mesa.
Okay, this is where. Well, why?
Because I didn't care for the crust on it compared to like the other ones. And it was a little sweet for me. That's my one complaint about it. But it was good. It just wasn't like wow for me. And what's your next one?
So interestingly enough, my next one would probably be 85.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it was sweet. I like sweet, but I think the sweetness of it overcame everything else. Like it overpowered everything else.
And are we talking about the mochi one or the standard tart? 'Cause there was
both.
two.
I don't really care for the mochi one. I think it's just too much.
Too sweet, yeah.
Overall sweet, but yeah, it'll still be there, like around there.
So your next favorite one would be Mesa after
what, just 85?
after 85.
Well,
Or would it be Nagoya
it
Ramen?
might be Nagoya.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so This is where it's going to be coming kind of different.
Yeah.
Because when I think of an egg tart, I want to taste the egg.
Okay.
And for me, an egg custard tart would have that egg flavor. Nagoya is more of a custard pie, but in a small tart-like form. So that's where I'm like, I think if you're more into a custard pie, Nagoya is definitely the best. But for me, I want that egg, so Mesum is the one for me.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming.
So you're
So you already know mine. Like my next one would be 85, and then my favorite, of course, is Nagoya Ramen because I love custard pie, and as he said, it has a more custardy flavor versus that gelatinous eggy type texture to it. It was more creamier, and it had that flaky crust on it that was dry. It wasn't oily like 85 degrees Celsius was. It checked off all the boxes for me, when it comes to a custard tart. And the interesting thing is that Nagoya also calls theirs egg tart too. It's not called a custard tart, it's just an egg tart. So,
which is weird because it's more custard.
Right. It's very custardy.
It tastes more of a custard. I know there's egg in custard.
Right, yeah.
But the flavor is more of a custard pie.
A good custard pie. I think because it reminds me of Lee's Bakery. We're so full. I don't think I want a custard pie or custard tart for a while.
Next one is roast pork. Just kidding.
Yeah, maybe roast pork. Something savory, right?
Yeah.
What did you think? Do you agree with us? Have you tried Nagoya Ramen, custard tarts? Have you tried all the other ones? Let us know in the comments below. And if there's any place we missed, let us know too, because we'd like to try more and see if maybe there's a better one out there. Or do I just stick to my Nagoya Ramen? Or does Chris change his mind about Mesum dim sum? I guess we'll see in the next Destination Sweet Eats. Bye!